Hello! Okay, so this is another book diary. I feel like I'm just running all of my vlogs back to back right now. I've just finished Sobathon and it is the day after Sobathon, so it's Monday the 28th, I think. And I am starting Warstorm by Victoria Aveyard. This is one of my most anticipated releases of 2018 and I'm going to Victoria Aveyard sign-in in Leeds on the 4th of June. So I have about a week to read this. It's like 650 pages and I do normally read Victoria Aveyard books quite slowly, so who knows if we're going to get there anytime quickly. I am about to start this. I'm really excited. I'm terrified because I've heard that it's quite a traumatic one and I'm not sure if my heart can take it right now. But I have opened the cover of this twice and attempted to start it, but I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm ready. But we're going to do it. We're going to get started. As usual, this is going to be a spoilery vlog, so if you haven't read Warstorm, please don't watch this video unless you don't mind being spoiled, because I will probably be going over the main points of what happens in this book. It's going to be a big one. So that's all I have for right now, and I will let you know when I've actually done some reading. Okay, so I'm like 100 pages into Warstorm now, and it's already making me nervous because I can see all of the pieces moving into place and it is terrifying me. So for this update, I'm just going to tell you two things that I like about Warstorm so far and one thing that I find pointless. So the first thing that I like is Iris's point of view and the Lakelands. The Lakelands sounds like a beautiful place, and I'm not really sure how they fit in with the Norton Silvers because they seem a lot more benevolent, so I'm kind of sad that they also oppress Reds. And then the second thing is Evangeline, who is a boss-ass bisexual or lesbian bitch, and I love her so much. And then the one thing that's pointless is Killorn, because I understand he was around to kick the story off, but why is he still here? I don't know. Can we just take a moment to appreciate chapter 9 and how amazing that action scene is, where like Evangeline's redirecting cars over everybody's heads and Cal's just like burning everything into a cinder, and Evangeline, Cal and Mare are like a powerhouse and I am living for it. This book is so much better written than the other three. It's definitely the strongest one in the series so far. It's all action and it's not as slow as the other three were, so I'm definitely loving that more. But it is a little bit sad that the world is opening up so much. Like, Montfort is beautiful, the Lakelands are beautiful, the Rift is beautiful, but we're only going to see them for this book. And it's sad because I'm loving all of these new places that we're only going to see for a few hundred pages. Okay, so I just finished chapter 17 and Maven is even more abusive than ever. So, you know, like, if he gets some redemption, I'm kind of going to be pissed off. Like, I'm so over Maven. I always liked Calmore anyway. And yeah, he's out of control now. I'm struggling so hard to keep track of all of the scheming in this book. You have, like, I can't even begin to unravel it. You have, like, Evangeline who's trying to get Mare and Cal back together and then wants to stay with Elaine, and then there's all the different kings doing all the different things, and then you have Montfort who want the Silvers to destroy each other, but then you have them all vying for different Silvers armies. You have Iris who wants vengeance for her father and hates Norta but hates Cal, and it's just delicious, but it's all a bit much and I'm going crazy. I have no idea how this is going to end and I'm so scared and excited and like, yeah. I feel like one thing that this series does really well is racial diversity. You have both real world diversity in Skinfuller. There's like literally everything. The main character is mixed race. A lot of the Silvers are white. There are also a lot of black Silvers. Some are described as brown skinned. I believe some are sort of of Asian heritage. And then you also have the diversity that's the main core of the book. So like skin colour diversity is accepted and nobody thinks anything of it. But then the main diversity racially in the book is the difference between the colour of blood, which I feel like does reflect, it reflects both ideals that we want for society and also problems in society. So it creates sort of this world that we want to see in the world now, where it doesn't matter what colour your skin is, you're accepted and it's not like a thing that makes you oppressed. But then there's also the diversity of the colour of blood. So you have red bloods and silver bloods. The reds are oppressed. And I feel like that sort of takes on the representation of how the world is now, where people of certain minorities, cultures, skin colours are oppressed. And you also have the diversity of the powers. There's people with powers, there's people without. So people are a lot more vulnerable, and the people with power take advantage with that instead of helping to improve the quality of life of those vulnerable, well, they're not minorities, but vulnerable citizens. And yeah, I just really appreciate the racial diversity in this. There is also a lot of LGBT rep in the same sort of vein in cultures where it is forbidden and has to be kept a secret, and also in cultures where it is accepted, such as Montfort. So I really like to see diversity in fantasy settings, because as opposed to contemporary, where you have to sort of reflect the real world and maybe some prejudices that some people may feel towards people of another race, in a fantasy you can create the world however you want. You can have it as a fully Asian world, or you can have it as like people of every race coming together. But I don't know if it's intentional on the part of Victoria Aveyard, but I do like how you have the ideal that we're striving for, in that everybody of different skin colours all live together and it's not a big deal, like nobody is treated any differently. But then you also have the real problems in the world reflected in the colour of blood and the oppression that way, in a way racism still exists in that sort of difference in the colours of blood, where some people are higher than others. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that because I've been thinking about it a lot recently while I've been reading this. So Cal just took his gauntlets off with his teeth, and it's doing things to me. It really is, and I just, if they don't get it on, then well, I don't know. I do feel like I need to discuss the battle at Newtown where Killon nearly died, because yeah, he's a pointless character, but Mer seems to like him for some reason. So that was a little distressing when he almost died, and I was like, is Killon going to be the death of this series? Because it wouldn't really be a loss, because he's key in the beginning to kick everything off, and then he's literally just there. And then Cal nearly died, and I knew that Cal wouldn't die. Well, he might die, but I know he's not going to die in like chapter, was it 20? 19? So I knew that wasn't going to happen, and it's just so intense. And I love how in this book we're seeing people using powers in different ways. Like we're in the battle and we're seeing Evangeline with a gravitron like floating a ship over a wall, and I'm just like, mind is blown. I just want so many more books in this series, but obviously it has to come to an end, because like the more books you have, the more likely it's to be ruined. But it's just intense and I love it. Okay, so I'm up to chapter 21. And it's narrated by Maven. Like, Maven. Like, we get to be inside his head. Inside Maven's head. Maven. And I have to cook dinner, so I can't read it. But, oh my god. Just Maven. Cal and Mare are just, like, breaking my heart with their totes adoredness. I'm up to chapter 24. I've just finished 23. He's gonna die, isn't he? Oh, she is. Cal and Mer aren't going to be endgame. I'm going to cry. Why? So I just finished chapter 5 and the train has gone ahead, and then you now have Maven. I did not expect this. I thought that the final showdown of this book would involve bringing Maven down. I knew the trade would have some sort of part in it, but I expected it to go horribly wrong and somebody to maybe die in the process. So wowza. I'm excited to see what they do, but I do hope that they put Silent Stone manacles on him and make him suffer as he made Mer suffer. That is like my ideal right now. So I'm now going to go get a shower and carry on reading, because I have to go visit at the hospital later today, as with every day. But this book is intense. Like, so much has happened. This always happens with last books of series, like, because there's so many pages in them. It's like so much stuff, and just like betrayal and action just all the time, and I'm living for it. Okay, so I just had a thought about race in this book. Like, I know I've discussed it before, how it represents people of all different skin colours working, living together as normal, and that being fine. However, you have the division of silver and red blood, which is the same as race. But I just had a thought, because I know that the Scarlet Guard and Montfort, etc. have been waiting for one king to be eliminated so that they can take down the other one, because there will be no kingdom in Norta. However, normally that is the side that you support. You support the takedown of the elite. For example, if you think of the Hunger Games, like the lower classes overthrew the capital. However, in this book, because Cal, who is the leader of the elite, is such a main character, I don't think that's possible. Like, I think there's going to have to be some sort of way for them to coexist together, because if you think about it, a takedown of the elite and a punishment for people who are different, because essentially it would just be tipping the scales the other way, so then the reds are in power and the silver are more underfoot. They have to reach an equilibrium where both sides benefit. So the elite isn't eliminated and the reds don't like overthrow them. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, but that was just a thought I had, because Montfort and the Scarlet Guard are now going to go after Cal, and that's why everyone's like so full of dread. But obviously I don't think that that's how it's gonna play out. Holy shit. So John just turned up, and I think this is his last appearance in the book, and he's just said that he killed Killorn's master and essentially set this whole thing in motion, or at least he implied that, and I am shooketh. Like, seriously. This is just, oh god, I'm like, and I need to reread this book at some point with a clearer mind, because I've said before in some sort of video that whenever I read Victoria Aveyard books, like reread them at the beginning, I'm like, why do I even like this? And then halfway through it gets so good. But this has literally been amazing from start to page 550. And I am living for it. Although, to be honest, by the time John turned up, I forgot he existed. The same, you know how I said that Killorn was like irrelevant now? Like, he kicked everything off and then he has no place anymore. Well, the same applies for Cameron. Like, she was essential in book 2, and now she's, I can't even remember if she was at the beginning, but then she was at Newtown as they took down the slums, because that's sort of her mission now that she has her brother back. And now she's disappeared as well, and I have no idea where she is. So, yeah, but John, oh my god, John came back, and I was like, what is going to happen? And I'm shook. So Julian's all up in here now with his fatherly advice, like, Cal, what are you doing? Like, why do you want a crown? You're not going to keep it. And Cal's like so attached to his father, and Julian's like, yeah, but the crown's not your father, Cal. Your father was your father. The crown's just a symbol. And I need to continue on to see what happens, but I'm just like, come on, Cal, come back. Don't die. Don't fall with your kingdom, and get back with that lightning girl and make me happy. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous now. I've just finished Maven's chapter, which was chapter 31, and it has a sense of calm before the storm. Mary's happy. She's dyed her hair purple, and it just feels like everything's like coming together in preparation for everyone to die. And obviously Maven's got this plan to run away. I'm not sure how that's going to play out at all. I have no idea what's coming. Cal is considering giving up the crown. They're preparing for battle against Cal, and I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to take a very short break. I need to make dinner soon, but I might just not eat for a while. But I do have some other stuff to do, and then I'm going to continue. We are well into the Archeon battle now, and Cal is just like completely melting my heart. He's just come off the bridge, and Farley said, I guess you know where we stand, and he said, I do, and she said, and he asked for Mare, and Mare said she was there, and he said, is it too late? And I'm dying. Oh my god, they're just, oh, it's so cute, and everyone's gonna die, because John said rise and rise alone, and that makes me think that all of the kings are gonna be dead, like everybody's gonna die, and then it's just gonna be Mare, and I'm just gonna die, and I need to keep reading. Okay, so I've only read a page, but Cal has essentially said that he's done with crowns, and they've had a mid-battle reunion, and that definitely means that Cal is going to die, and I'm just not ready for it, and I don't think my heart can cope, and I don't know what to do, and I've been invested in this series for like 4 years, and I haven't been invested in it for 4 years for Cal to fucking die on me, and Once again, I've read pretty much nothing, but I just remembered a quote from the very first book, and when I went to the Victoria Aveyard signing in Glasgow in 2014, I had her sign the book with a quote, and I feel like the quote just predicts the whole ending of the series. And Cal, I think, is about to go after Maven while Mare goes into battle. And the quote is something like, flame and shadow, one cannot exist without the other. Cal being the flame and Maven being the shadow. And I feel like they're going to fight, and then Maven's going to kill Cal, and then Mare is going to kill Maven, and then the book is going to kill me, and I have no chill right now. So I'm in the last 20 pages. I have one chapter and the epilogue to go. Final showdown between Mare and Maven. Don't know what's going to happen. Kind of surprised. I thought there was more than this. Like, what can happen in 2 chapters? I've got 20 pages. Like, so I'm going to read that. And I hope my heart is ready. So this is an odd angle, but I only have the epilogue to go. And I'm not traumatized. I feel like I should be more traumatized. I won't ask you to wait for me. I won't ask you to wait for me. Mare Barrow, I've been waiting for you and Cal for 4 years. 4 years I've been reading these books. I've been rereading them for 4 years so that I could read the next book in the series. 4 years of my life waiting for you and Cal, and you're just going to be like, I won't ask you to wait for me. Are you going to ask me to wait for you? Because I have. I've been sat here. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for you and Cal to ride off into the sunset. And now you're going to come at me with 4 pages left and be like, I won't ask you to wait for me. Mare and Cal are like one of my OTPs, and they're not even OTPing. I can't right now. So I finished the book, but I had to get cake because the fucking earring. How can you do that? How can you rip my heart out of my chest? Just like stomp on it, and then like pick it up and like just try and tape it back in. Like that makes it all okay. But I remember what it was like before to have a heart. I have heard that Victoria Aveyard is writing novellas, and that's the only thing giving me hope right now for my babies. But I'm gonna come back when I don't need cake and I can sort of review this properly. Okay, so I'm working with the Dregs of Daylight right now to bring you my wrap-up situation for Warstorm by Victoria Aveyard. I've had a few weeks to reflect, and I'm just editing the vlog now and was like, I never came back to wrap this up. But I do have to be quick because I have 17.5 minutes of footage and I don't want to cut it down, so this has got to be extremely brief. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I'm not going to dock a star for the ending because it was good. I didn't like it, but it was good. I love the characters. I love the battles. I'm so excited to read anything else that Victoria Aveyard wants to write from now on because her writing has improved so much and I'm here for it. I hope that you have liked this vlog. I tried to do it more reaction style than my other book diaries. So if you have got this far, you are a saint because this is going to be almost 20 minutes long. But also please let me know what you thought about the new style. But that is it until my next book diary, which will be Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. And I will see you in my other videos until then. Goodbye.